In this video, we are going to be talking about why storytelling is so important in a podcast and how a good story can help to increase your engagement rate and attract more listeners into your show. Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video here on Podcastle's YouTube channel. As you already know from the intro and the title of this video, today we are talking why storytelling is so important for the podcast show. Content without a story is not sufficient to lure the audience. And a thoughtfully crafted narrative can help you to transform a very basic idea or story into an immersive podcast episode. And to master the podcast storytelling, you need to actually learn to control the podcast structure, pacing, music, emotion, and the scenario all together. And as I told you in the intro, a good storytelling for your podcast can help to increase your engagement rate and attract more listeners into your show. But how can you actually integrate a good storytelling into your podcast show? Don't worry, we've got you covered here on Podcastle. And here are some tips and tricks that will come in handy when it comes to integrating a good storytelling on your show. First step is going to be mix up your story time. If you always talk about yourself and your own stories, it's gonna come boring pretty quick. So try to tell the stories that has actually happened to others, but of course with their permission. And if you have a guest, let your guest tell their own story. Next tip is going to be open to new ideas. So depending on the theme and format of your show, there are many ways that you can find good stories. To help you and give some examples, you can talk about your own experiences. You can use audience contribution. You can talk about industry or subject matter stories. You can talk about news or topical stories. You can talk about your guest stories or talking about just your dreams. Inspiration often comes with no warning, and in this, trust us. You're not gonna be remembering all of those genius ideas that pops into your mind at that random moment. So make sure to write them down as soon as you get a chance. It could be just writing them down using a pen or pencil in a journal, or just typing them down in the note app of your phone. Just make sure to note them down somewhere that you can easily find in the future. Next step is going to be write a script. Although improvisation can take a podcast episode into really exciting places, having a written down script can provide a structure and come in handy at many times. And if you don't want to miss that feeling of being spontaneous in your show, you can just summarize and brief your script down into just an outline. Next step is going to be keeping your audio clean. Any sound that is not a part of your show shouldn't be in it. The background noises and unwanted sounds could be really interrupting to the ears of your listeners and can be really annoying sometimes. You want to make sure your audience attention is only focused on your story. So you want to make sure to record your audio with the highest quality possible. Luckily, you don't need expensive technology for that. Using Podcastle, achieving studio quality audio recording is going to be absolutely free. Our final tip to improve your storytelling skills in your podcast is going to be don't be afraid to spice it up. Some podcast genres, like fictional podcasting, are going to need sound effects or music tracks to create that immersive feeling for your audience. So don't be afraid to make that episode more fun or mystical depending on what you're after. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this episode all the way to the end, and remember that stories show human behavior and how people have changed over time. They make a topic clearer and more meaningful for your listeners. So now that you know the right way to share a good story, the only missing part is going to be for you to hit that record button and share your story with the world. And of course, if this was your first time watching our videos, make sure to subscribe, turn on the bell notification, and if you found value in it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And until the next video, please take care.